Hello, this is Gavin and Jonah. We're going to be presenting on the adverbial conjunctions that require the subjunctive.
All right. So our objectives for this, for you as our audience, by the end of this presentation, you should be able to know when to use the subjunctive or indicative following certain adverbial conjunctions. So, for example, a menos que typically precedes the subjunctive, whereas mientras typically precedes the indicative. So, by the end of this presentation, you should have some intuition for why those adverbial conjunctions are the way they are and have the verbs that follow them. And you should also be able to use the subjunctive and the infinitive properly in sentences with subject changes, as these changes do affect the grammar of the sentence. So first off, for adverbial conjunctions that are followed by the subjunctive, the subjunctive follows these adverbial conjunctions as they imply something that is uncertain or hypothetical. So, ella limpia sus manos para que no me enferme. She washes her hands so that I don't get sick. Because she does it in the hopes that I don't get sick. She doesn't know it's going to occur. She does it. It's anticipated, but it's not certain. That's why it's subjunctive. Another example is voy a ir tan pronto que no sienta seguro. I'm going to leave as soon as I don't feel safe. I'm anticipating not feeling safe, though I'm not positive it will occur. It's a hypothetical. If this happens, then I will do this, which is why it's subjunctive. So some examples of adverbial conjunctions that are typically followed by the subjunctive are antes de que, or before, a menos que, unless, para que, so that, sin que, without or unless, en cuanto, as soon as, hasta que, until, and con tal de que, provided that. For adverbial conjunctions that are followed by the indicative follows these conjunctions as they imply something that is habitual or factual. So if I say, me visto en mis pijamas tan pronto como llego a casa, typically tan pronto is used in the subjunctive, as what follows, tan pronto means as soon as, so it implies a condition that isn't met. But here, because I say me visto, I do this. It implies frequency or habituality, and in that sense, it's completed. So I put on my pajamas as soon as I get home. It implies it occurs on a regular basis. I could have also included generalmente in the beginning to emphasize the point, though it still remains. So some examples of adverbial conjunctions that are followed by the indicative are mientras, while, según, since, porque, because, and desde que, since as well.
So the subjunctive and subject changes. This is when we have a second verb for which we use a different subject. So, for example, no toco el piano a menos que lo reciba una puesta a punto. I won't play my piano unless it gets a tune-up. So because the first clause is using I as a subject, and the second clause is using it as a subject, it needs a tune-up. You use the subjunctive for reciba and switch the ending. Now, when you don't have a subject change, you'll use the infinitive where you normally would use a subjunctive. So, for example, no toco el piano a menos que no poder hacer mi tarea. I will not play the piano unless I cannot do my homework. So, because you're using I for both verbs, you don't change the verb. You just use the unconjugated infinitive form.
Right. Thank you.